At the beginning of 2025, the world witnessed an unexpected turning point. Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on January 20th, returning to the White House. But this time, he faces a completely different world. The ongoing war in Ukraine, rising tensions with China, instability in the Middle East, and Trump's America First policy is back in action. So how will this return change the world order? The harsh language, unexpected decisions, and unconventional diplomatic approaches we witnessed during Trump's first term are back on the agenda. But this time, the situation is more complex. The steps he took in his first week created a bombshell effect in the world press. His messages to NATO allies questioned post-Cold War alliances, while his new tariff threats against China shook the global economy. But what's truly striking is Trump's approach to the Ukraine war. Following his promise to end it in 24 hours, his diplomatic maneuver surprised both Kiev and Moscow. When the phone call between Zelensky and Trump was leaked, the world's eyes turned to these two leaders. So can Trump really bring peace, or is he creating a new crisis? As the Ukraine war enters its third year, conditions on the front are becoming increasingly difficult. Russia is making slow but steady progress in the Donetsk region, while Ukraine's army faces growing morale and ammunition shortages. With Trump taking office, America's military aid to Ukraine has come into question. Voices within the Republican Party are rising. Why are we spending billions of dollars? Europe, meanwhile, is in panic mode. Germany and France are holding urgent meetings, worried that Trump will weaken NATO. Poland and the Baltic states are increasing their military preparations. Meanwhile, Putin is closely watching Trump's statements. Signals from Moscow are mixed. On one hand, they say they're open to peace talks. On the other hand, they declare they won't give up their territories. The question is, will Trump's art of the deal work this time? Or is Ukraine turning into a pawn on the geopolitical chessboard? The trade war Trump started in his first term has now reached a new dimension. The new tariffs he announced in 2025 impose extra burdens of up to 60% on Chinese goods. Beijing's reaction was harsh. Chinese President Xi Jinping responded with the statement, "No one can bring us to our knees." He introduced new regulations targeting American companies. Giant companies like Apple and Tesla are caught in the middle. But the real tension is happening over Taiwan. Trump's acceleration of weapon sales to Taiwan and his characterization of the island as an independent country infuriated Beijing. The Chinese military has increased its military exercises in the Taiwan Strait. Experts warn, never in history have two superpowers come this close to a conflict point. Can economic interdependence prevent war, or could a miscalculation bring disaster? The Middle East has always been a complex region, but Trump's return has brought new uncertainty. The Israeli-Palestinian issue, combined with the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, has inflamed the region further. Trump's unlimited support for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has created anger in the Arab world. Relations with Iran are even more tense. Trump announced he won't return to the nuclear deal he withdrew from in his first term. He imposed new sanctions on Iran. The response from Tehran was harsh. Our nuclear program will continue. Saudi Arabia and Gulf countries seem pleased with Trump's return. Billions of dollars in arms deals are back on the table. But oil prices and regional power balances can change at any moment. Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, all these regions have different powers' fingerprints on them. And Trump's unpredictable decisions could make this already fragile balance even more dangerous. Relations between the two sides of the Atlantic may be experiencing their worst period. Trump's criticisms of NATO have flared up again. Saying they don't pay enough, he implied he wouldn't guarantee the protection of some members. This statement created shock in European capitals. Germany and France have put the concept of strategic autonomy on the table. The idea of a European army is now seen as a necessity, not a dream. There are also problems on the economic front. Trump's taxes on European goods have hit Germany's automotive industry and France's agricultural products. The response was swift. The European Union imposed new taxes on American tech giants. The question is, can the 80-year Atlantic Alliance survive Trump's second term? Or is the world transitioning to a new multipolar system? The year 2025 could be a turning point for the world order. Trump's return to the White House has begun a new period of uncertainty not just for America, but for the entire world. The ongoing war in Ukraine, escalating tensions with China, chaos in the Middle East, and deteriorating relations with Europe. They're all interconnected, they all affect each other. The coming months will be critical. Trump's decisions, agreements, or disagreements could shape the rest of the century. One thing is certain. The world is in a much more fragile and unpredictable place than it was during Trump's first term. And every day, a new headline, a new crisis, a new tension awaits us. What's happening in the world? The answer to this question is perhaps more complex than ever.